one that's watching us from the window.
I'll give you a quick update as to what we've been up to. We are still in quarantine, so most of what we've been doing is paperwork wise. But I know obviously those that are wanting to move to Nova Scotia or are thinking about emigrating, this could be useful, so I'm going to include this. For those of you not, it might be a bit boring, so I apologise for that. So yeah, I knew it'd be tricky to emigrate. I didn't realise I needed a sex change.
So Kristen is super organised. She had all the paperwork ready. We were escorted by a security officer into the next department, which was the immigration, where we were supposed to pick up a work visa. When we presented ourselves at the counter, there was one officer working, and he said, right, have you got this, have you got that, have you got this and the other? And we handed it all to him, and he was well impressed. And in fact, Kristen said, would you just want to take the whole folder? Everything's there that we need. So he takes it away and said, right, we'll go and sit down. It could be about an hour. Oh, okay. So we take the kids over to the little seating area, and bearing in mind there's like one other guy there, and they leave us there. We was there 40 minutes, an hour or so, and then we get called over. He folds up the paperwork. He said, right, work permit's in there, the visas are in there, shuts the thing, passes it to us, and then another guy comes out and escorts us out. Weren't given an opportunity to check it, go through it. It was just accepted that this was what we've got, there you go. And then we find out that Kristen's actually a bloke with no first name.
We realised mine was totally wrong. In fact, I was listed as a male. I have no first names. My date of birth was wrong, my passport was wrong, the address was wrong, literally everything that could be wrong was wrong. So we've just filled the form in yesterday to get that changed, and that's been posted and tracked. But what that essentially means is I probably can't open the bank account next week with Marcus. I can't apply for my medical card, just various things. It's my legal document for being here that will be required for anything sort of super important. We've also started looking into the car situation. So it's different from the UK, as in you can drive somebody else's car out here as long as you've got a license, which is a lot easier. In the UK, you have to actually ask for that on your insurance. So we've been lucky enough to borrow a truck once we get out of here, out of quarantine lockdown, just so we can get around and sort out our own vehicle. So we've had, the past day we've been looking at insurance quotes for over here. We will be classed as boy racers or first time drivers. Very few take into consideration UK driving history. We have just cancelled our UK policies, and we have the no claims bonus, so I'll update you further, but we know we're looking at a huge chunk of money for just insurance. Hence we're probably going to just stick with one car, because also, having not had a winter here, we're not entirely sure quite what vehicles we want, and also until we choose where we're actually going to buy a house, we don't know how remote we'll be or not remote. So therefore we're going to buy one car and work that one out. So again, follow us to keep updated on that. We have managed to book the appointment for switching our UK driving licences over, so it should be quite straightforward. They booked us a double appointment. The other thing is we have literally no credit rating over here, which means to get any kind of finance or even just a mobile phone on contract will be difficult. So we got one SIM card whilst we're in the UK to work out here, so Marcus has a Canadian SIM card, and then I just need to work out how we go forward. You can do pay as you go here, but it's called something different. Forget what it's called. I think it's called prepay and post pay, I think. Don't quote me on that. So therefore, also with the car situation, we do need to buy the cars outright, because you can only get HP for the amount of time Marcus's work permit is valid, and obviously we don't have permanent residency status yet, so you'd only get HP for 2 years. So again, we factored that in when we came out here, and it's another reason for just buying the one car for now, because also the same on buying a house. I believe we need 35% deposit. So again, once we've spoken to the broker, I'll get back to you on that. But yeah, it's a lot to do, a lot to take in. So yeah, we've been in quarantine, but we've been really, really busy and jet lagged. The girls are doing really well. They've started schooling again, although they did just realise in the UK it's half term, but I'm keeping them kind of on the UK timetable for now, because they won't start the school year this year because it finishes the end of June, and obviously there's just no point putting them in school for 3 weeks, and we don't quite know which area we'll be living in, and then we'd be moving schools. So for now they are still homeschooled, and I am determined that they will finish the curriculum for July, hopefully, who knows. But at the minute they're enjoying some arts and crafts, so they're doing a little bit of painting out on the front porch veranda. What are we calling this?
Sorry?
We're calling this the porch or the veranda?
Theoretically, it's actually a veranda,
It's veranda.
but it is the front porch.
It's the front porch and the veranda, so there you go. So the girls are out here painting little pictures, just trying to get some fresh air.
We're very lucky to actually have an outside space.
Yeah, we're really lucky.
Part of the apartment.
Really, really lucky to have this outside space. It is wonderful. In fact, first thing we do in the mornings, we grab our coffee and we walk up here and we sit down and we chill out. We're attempting to do paperwork in the morning and then have sort of family time in the afternoon. And so we've been doing a few videos with the girls and having storm chips. So storm chips, for those that aren't local to town, are basically in the UK you get the big packs of sharing crisps. They're called storm chips here because everybody buys them when there's a storm due, probably for just watching movies and stuff and waiting for the storm to pass. So yeah, we're getting in on that already. Storm chips, even though it's a beautiful sunny day out here.
Not a cloud in the sky, is there?
Marcus is super happy with the coffee machine. For you, those of you that know Marcus, 2 weeks before we left the UK, we did a boot fair, took all our electrical appliances that we weren't going to take here to the boot fair. The coffee machine was one of those. We had an espresso, so nothing fancy. Marcus took that off the table and refused to sell it. He just couldn't let go of his coffee machine, so that's probably the best thing here, is the fact we've got a coffee machine. So for those of you that know Tim Hortons, we're using the Tim Hortons little coffee pods. So
they're called K-pods.
K-pods. So Marcus is proper
K-cups.
happy. K-cups.
Not just limited to Tim Hortons.
Okay.
You can get them from like all over all the markets and stuff. But they're really cool because you can actually use I'll do a little separate video, alright? The coffee machine.
He's going to do a separate video on the coffee machine. Very useful for those coffee lovers. We have ventured in the back garden. Our landlord have been really generous and said you can go this side of the garden, we'll leave you alone when you're out there, so that we can maintain our quarantine status and adhere to all the rules here. So that's great. Bridget has managed to see some chickens, and the chickens have visited and looked through the basement windows, which has been super cute, so I'll stick those pictures up here. We've seen a chipmunk. In fact, we had a chipmunk on our veranda, which was really, really cute. A lot smaller than I thought. I don't know, I just had the idea of Alvin, Simon and Theodore being quite big, but no, they're really cute. And this morning I saw a deer, my first deer, and although I was shouting at Marcus, he totally ignored me and missed it. But
I thought you were saying dear. I thought you were calling me, not...
he thought I was calling him dear. For those of you that know me, it's probably not likely.
If you'd said, oh look, a white-tailed deer, or like a muntjac, or something like that, I would have known what you was talking
Okay,
about.
next time I'll say white-tailed deer when I'm shouting at you. What else have we seen? We haven't seen a bear, so people have asked. There are bears around here. I haven't seen a bear. I've been told don't run. No matter what bear, don't run. So Kaz, you gave me some great advice. Can't even remember which way round. You said play dead for one and run for the other. I've been told to just back away slowly but never turn my back. So yeah, I'll update you on the bear front when that actually arises. I'm hoping that won't arise. There's a super cute doggy here called Trooper, which is just lovely, and he comes and visits us at the little window when we're sitting on the veranda.
And your cat?
And we have a little cat. So yeah, super lovely to see the animals and just have that little connection to anybody else other than ourselves. Has been great. Recycling. Okay, so recycling is a massive thing here, and they have got a brilliant system here. Everything's recycled pretty much. Our garbage, which I'm learning to call it, not rubbish, is minimal, really minimal. Paper and cardboard's recycled, as is textiles. I'll put the whole thing up here, but you can actually get large appliances just picked up from out front here. You can even recycle tyres. It just seems so much more straightforward than the UK. And I think the UK actually adopted some of what they do here. There'd be far less fly tipping in the UK. And you can even take your bottles back and get 5 cents back on the bottle as well, so you can recycle your bottles far easier, like it would have been in the UK in years gone by. I remember my nan telling me about taking the bottles back. So yeah, we're looking forward to looking at that. I'll show you a little bit of footage of the bins.
Tell them about the plastics, the categorisation 1 to 7.
Oh yeah,
grades of
so
plastics.
all the plastics, so we know if they can be recycled, have a number on. So basically plastics labelled 1 to 7. So the minute we're currently studying the bottom of all the plastic packets till we get used to what we can recycle and what we can't. But yeah, it's fantastic. We've been really fortunate to have a fairy godmother. We've now named her our landlady. We do our Walmart shop online because we can pay via PayPal. The reason we need to pay via PayPal because all the others want a US or a Canadian credit card to take payment. PayPal, Walmart's the only one that will take PayPal here. I did get this information from another person who emigrated recently, so that has been really useful. So anybody emigrating, Walmart, PayPal, awesome, helps out. So our fairy godmother's been collecting our shopping for us, bless her, posting anything we needed posting, just out and out legend. So the other thing that we have managed to do is we've managed to take our day 8 COVID tests. So we got an invitation from basically when we registered in Toronto. They set us all up, gave us the day 8 tests, and then we got an invitation yesterday to log on, and we sat in a little waiting queue until they were available, and they basically walked us through the process of taking the tests, and then they got collected this afternoon. Hopefully they'll all be negative, so that'll be our 3rd lot of negatives, and then we'll be done. So we're allowed out next week. That's it for this little video. Hopefully it will get a little bit more exciting as we get out and about once we're out of quarantine. Stay safe.